24K members, welcome to another video. It's been a while. It's been about 2 weeks, but over these 2 weeks, I haven't been bullshitting. I've been studying and being a student of the game. So today here, I have a research paper about testosterone, dopamine, and the pursuit of goals, which is the bridge that creates this powerhouse engine that allows us to sustain goals and reach goals and keep reaching new levels. So my goal here today is to reconstruct your idea of what testosterone, dopamine, and pursuit of goals are so that you can use these mechanisms and tools and hormones to reach new levels in your life. So let's dive into it. Let's begin. Every man in this fitness space has been told that testosterone makes you aggressive, that it makes you dominant, that it is the chemical reason some men take over rooms and others fold under pressure. But that is not what the research says. And the gap between what you have been told and what is actually happening inside your brain right now is costing you everything you are trying to build. I ain't lying to you, man. You about to find out. Here's what nobody told you. Testosterone does not make you a different person. It amplifies the person you already are. If you are calm under pressure, it makes you sharper. If you are already irritable, it turns that up too. The hormone is not a personality. Consider it a volume knob. And most men have no idea what they are currently amplifying. By the end of this video, you will understand what testosterone actually does to your neurons, how it connects to dopamine and goal pursuit, what triggers it from the inside and the outside, and how the feedback loop between all three is the real engine underneath male ambition. Not motivation or discipline, but the biology underneath both. So what does testosterone do to your brain? Let us start with the misconception because it is everywhere and it is wrong. Testosterone does not cause aggression. It does not rewire your personality. It does not make a calm man violent or a passive man subtly dominant. What it does is something far more specific and far more interesting. Testosterone shortens the after hyperpolarization phase of your neurons. And I'll explain what this very scientific term means in the most simplest way possible. That is the mechanism. And here is what it means in plain language. When a neuron fires, it goes through a recovery period afterward. That recovery period is called a cool down. And this happens before that neuron can fire again. Just to touch on this, neurons firing is basically just your cells communicating with other cells. Testosterone shortens after that cool down. It does not make new neurons fire. It makes the neurons that are already activated fire faster with less gap between pulses. The cells already in motion accelerate. So because this cooldown phase is getting shorter due to testosterone in your body, the cells can fire faster. It's not creating new cell communications. No, the cells that are already activated are the ones that are firing. This is why testosterone does not change who you are. It accelerates what is already happening. If you are locked in on a goal, that focus sharpens. If you are already irritable about something, that irritability intensifies. The hormone does not install new patterns. It turns up the speed on the ones already running. So if testosterone amplifies what is already there, the real question is not how to raise it. The real question is, what are you currently amplifying with it? Most men skip that entirely, and we will come back to it. The goal machine, testosterone, dopamine, and why you chase. Let's dive into that. Now, we connect the pieces that most people never put together because testosterone does not operate alone. It operates inside a system. And the other half of that system is dopamine. Your brain has what functions like a goal pursuit machine. Think of your brain as a goal pursuit machine. It is the system responsible for making you do hard things after the initial excitement fades, for keeping you in the gym when you don't want to be there, for staying locked in on a business goal through the weeks when nothing is moving or nothing is certain. These two chemicals fuel this machine, but they do completely different jobs. Dopamine is the fuel. It is the initial charge you feel when you think about achieving something. The craving, the anticipation, the electricity of imagining the outcome. Critically, dopamine is not the reward. Dopamine is just the desire. It is what makes you pursue. The moment you actually get the thing, dopamine drops, and that is by design. Testosterone is like the antifreeze that you put in your car engine to keep it from overheating. It is the job to keep the dopamine system from overheating and shutting down before the goal is reached. It sustains the pursuit. It is the biological reason effort feels worth it on days when nothing about the situation feels motivating. Testosterone does not generate drive from nothing. It keeps the drive alive long enough to convert it into an actual outcome. So to recap, dopamine makes you want it. Testosterone makes you stay in the room long enough to get it. Most men have dopamine. They just do not have the testosterone to sustain what the dopamine started. And some men have overstimulated dopamine receptors, which makes focusing on mundane tasks impossible. That is not a discipline problem. That is a chemistry problem, and it has a different solution. I want y'all to think about all the men nowadays that don't live a healthy lifestyle. They go out, they smoke, they drink 24/7, they have a bad diet. All these things are diminishing your testosterone, and that's why we're in a pandemic of loneliness, of men that are not ambitious and can't chase their goals because of the chemical imbalance they have. It's not a discipline problem. It's just that their internal state is not operating at a high level for them to operate at a high level externally. What triggers testosterone, internal and external? If testosterone is the sustainer of pursuit, the next question is obvious. What triggers it? The answer splits into two clean categories: what happens inside your body automatically, and what your environment and your choices activate from the outside of it. The internal triggers are biological. Your circadian rhythm governs the daily testosterone peak, which occurs in the early morning hours for most men. Liver protein, specifically sex hormone binding globulin, SHBG, regulate how much of your total testosterone is actually free and available to act. Fat enzymes called aromatase convert testosterone into estrogen, which is why excess body fat directly reduces free testosterone. And cortisol, the stress hormone, actively suppresses testosterone production. Every one of these is running in your body right now with or without your awareness. The external triggers are where most men have the most leverage, and the pattern underneath all of them is the same. Anything that signals a rise in your status as a man triggers a testosterone response. I did not know that, but that's crazy. It makes sense though. Facing a challenge and holding your ground, winning, closing a deal, passing something difficult, receiving genuine recognition from someone whose opinion you respect, each of these sends a signal to your brain that your position just went up and that you just won in life. And the hormonal response to that is a spike in total testosterone. When was the last time you let a win actually register? Not moved on it immediately or minimized it, but embraced the glory, and how did it make you feel? The opposite is also true. Repeated failure without recovery, social isolation, environments where your effort is consistently invisible, and sustained status threat without any resolution. For example, if you're getting robbed and you get your ass whooped, that's a status threat, a threat to you as a man with no resolution. These suppress testosterone over time. The hormone is not indifferent to your circumstances. It is reading them constantly. So here's the feedback loop. How winds rewire the hardware. This is the full picture. It starts with dopamine. You set a goal, your brain generates the craving and the drive to pursue it. That dopamine is the signal that gets the machine running. The initial motivation, the initial desire, the initial craving. Testosterone sustains the pursuit. It keeps the dopamine system from crashing on the days when the goal feels distant, when the progress is invisible, when the only thing between you and quitting is the decision to stay in motion. When you achieve the goal, dopamine spikes sharply. So dopamine spikes in the beginning when you have the initial craving, testosterone sustains it, and then when you achieve that goal again, your dopamine spikes. The reward hits, and that spike in dopamine triggers a significant release of total testosterone. Your body is celebrating the win at a hormonal level. But here is the part that makes this loop remarkable. Overnight, that testosterone goes to work on the dopamine system itself. It builds new dopamine receptors. It makes the existing receptors more sensitive. The entire reward circuit becomes more powerful, more responsive, and more capable of sustaining the next pursuit at a higher level. That is why men who achieve consistently want to achieve bigger goals. It is not ambition as a personality trait. It is a feedback loop that self-reinforces with every completed cycle. The man who keeps winning is not more disciplined than you. His hormonal architecture has been upgraded by the wins themselves. When did you last complete a full cycle? Set the goal, sustain the pursuit, and won. And when did you let that win register before moving to the next thing? Most men have not. Not because they are not capable, because nobody told them the loop requires completion to upgrade. Here are 3 things to take from this. First, testosterone does not make you someone you are not. It amplifies what is already running. The most important question is not how to raise your testosterone. It is, what are you currently amplifying with it? So on an identity level, you have to be a certain guy, because you can be lazy and testosterone will make you more lazy. It won't help you in any way. Or you can be ambitious and testosterone will help you achieve your goals. Second, dopamine starts the engine. Testosterone keeps it running when the excitement is gone. If you cannot sustain the pursuit, the problem is rarely motivation. It is a hormonal system suppressed by chronic stress, poor sleep, or an environment that constantly signals low status. Third, every win you complete rewires the hardware. The loop is self-reinforcing. The way to want bigger things is to actually finish the things you have started. I promise you, word 2, just finish what you start and watch how your circuit upgrades and you just keep chasing bigger and bigger goals. Biology rewards completion. It always has. You were not built to maintain. You were built to pursue, complete, and upgrade. The loop does not start with motivation. It starts with the first win you actually finish. So men, I hope this message resonates with you deeply. And I hope you're able to use these hormones and this understanding of your health on a biological level so that you can pursue goals, but not only just pursue them, achieve them. It's 24K logging out. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let's be great. Remember, it's me versus me. It's you versus you. Go against the grain every day I do.